chocolate banana whiskey. Okay. I'm gonna try this. Putting a little in yours too. It's gonna be terrible. Dark chocolate banana sounds like a fucking crime. You can't put dark chocolate banana in whiskey. I'm gonna try it. Oh, what the fuck? That tastes good. Damn. It tastes like a Tootsie Roll. What the fuck? That tastes just like a Tootsie Roll. It hits you in a wave later. It's not as good as I professed it to be.
I'm ready.
Oh, all right.
Oh, did you start it?
Yeah, I just wanted to have a stupid intro.
I'm playing with the vapes. I'm playing with vapes.
I'm playing with vapes. Mom. Could
Maybe
you fight like a 11-year-old?
Yeah, I would turn an 11-year-old into a grease stain.
Like a 5th grader. You'd fuck up and you kick him in the head.
I wouldn't kick him in the head. I'd probably turn that into like a WWE session just for fun for me.
Oh, okay.
But
grab the ankles and throw him real far.
Somebody my age, a woman my age who practices Taekwondo, would wipe the fucking floor with me. If I was fighting other women my age in specifically a setting of Taekwondo, I would devote my time and all of my efforts into beating the shit out of women.
What?
And I would never fight another dude.
You just look like you're really strong. But
Yeah,
every time a guy challenges you...
I would learn their center of gravity and never learn a man's center of gravity. So I could fight them specifically.
Is that not all the same?
No, women have a different center of gravity than men.
It's not like the hips or whatever?
It's a different spot than the hips. There's a different bone structure. So it's like slightly different. So you'd have to aim in a different spot. But I would definitely
What
learn...
if they're taller? You'd aim in a different spot anyways.
You would do that for men too, yeah.
So you had to just fight the same, several specific short or
yeah,
tall
I would pick,
people.
the 3 or 4 women that I could beat reliably, and I would just beat the shit out of them every single time. I would only challenge them, and they could never turn me down, otherwise they'd be scared. And any woman in a Taekwondo class is going to have a real deep insecurity about being challenged by men. So, I'd just find those.
It's crazy how much I had to cut out.
Now, the thing about the Hollow Earth is that they don't have laws against beating women there. That's why I like it so much. Okay. Hollow Earth. All right, I used to laugh at flat earthers. I still laugh at flat earthers, but I used to simultaneously laugh at flat earthers and be like, there could be a Hollow Earth. Now, I did not believe that there was a Hollow Earth like in fucking King Kong, where it has, because you have to get into weird physics, that as soon as you jump into that, it's just like time travel. As soon as you jump into some of the physics stuff, you're like, this is not possible.
Like the sky inside a planet?
There's a gravity well at the center of the planet, created specifically by our molten core. You can't have, as far as I know, you can't have a gravity well that just is a whole... It would have to be a sphere, and there wouldn't be one in the middle of the planet. The gravity well would be an even sphere underneath the crust of the Earth that is also underneath the crust of the Hollow Earth, so somewhere in the middle. It would have to be in the middle somewhere. And that's just not possible.
No.
So there can't be an inner one where there could be rooted
a cave system.
Yeah, there could be, and there are oceans that are deep within the planet. But
yeah,
firstly, those are probably not supporting any life, other than archaebacteria or whatever it is.
Weird fish.
I don't know about weird fish even, because there's just, there would have to be microscopic fish that eat those small little bacteria, like little water bear munchers.
There's got to be like an individual cycle down there, like little tiny aerial mermaids down there.
Hell yeah.
Little tiny.
And they don't have laws against beating them.
Oh, damn it! Holy shit.
Try to not talk at me, you piece of shit. You're gonna call Hollow Earth Police? Fuck you.
Holy hell. That was, for no reason, something I wanted to talk about. It's a cool cover. Was the Hollow Earth thing. I just remember really thinking that was a cool idea.
Yeah.
But I knew from the beginning, I was like, this can't have science behind it.
No.
Like, there can't be a scientist who's like, yup. Like, at least with, like, the Hollow Moon thing, I was like, oh, cool. Like, there is, like, audio files or whatever of, like, people saying stuff about, like...
Yeah, we hit it with a bomb and it rang
like a bell or whatever. And you're like, that's cool. Or they hit it with, like,
the theory is cool.
A sonar thing, and it, like, resonated like a bell. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That has, like, something to it. All the things that they have with, like, the Hollow Earth thing was, like, a hole.
From, like, Admiral Byrd.
And a dude flies in, and he's like, oh, dude, there was a fucking thing down there.
Yeah, Admiral Byrd.
You're like, dude,
and it doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make a single fucking lick of sense. Mm-mm. It's just, it makes sense to me as much as any kind of time travel existing makes sense to me.
How bonkers would it be, though, if you, like, went with that guy, and he was like, no, look, and then he shows you? You'd be like... Wait, so nothing makes any sense? He's like, nothing. Nothing makes any sense at all. Look, and there's a third Hollow Earth. He's like, you're not going to believe this? They have a third Africa. There's another one. There's another Antarctica. It would be like, there's no...
The penguins there are all in reverse color.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you wouldn't, none of it... But you'd have to, I guess, accept it, or you'd have to believe that you're completely losing your fucking mind.
I feel like I would, at this stage in my life, I would lean towards more that I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, you're like, there's no way you're real. The guy talking to me right now?
I'm having that fucking death DMT trip right now. Where, like, I saw my death coming, and my brain was like, simulation mode. We don't want you to die, so you're going to experience this forever, even though that still doesn't kind of make much sense, because really the only way... If you're not religious or spiritual much, you can't really... There's no reason for that evolutionarily. It would have to be that we developed that for a reason to keep us surviving. Mm-hmm. And that trait got passed on, or supremely coincidentally lucky that trait was just like coattailed along with other like
dreaming.
No, not
mean?
dreaming. Dreaming.
No. The DMT trip is like dreaming.
Yeah.
A thing we picked up for survival reasons.
Yeah. Wouldn't be for survival reasons, because that mechanism doesn't exist. It doesn't serve to help you survive. It just helps you
cope
with being dead. But like
if that's the trip you're having,
well,
a lot of times it's like an emotional thing. You're like, dude, like I heard this one the other day. Sometimes I listen to DMT trips because I think they're interesting.
Yeah.
And this guy was saying that a snake ate him, but she was very enticing, and then he went into her mouth and he like went into this like void, and it made him sad, and he went to like these pyramids that were like covered in like a foggy abyssal shadowy thing, and then like his guides like took him into the sky and then dropped him into the abyssy thing, and then the abyssy, yeah. And he said that was like, he analyzed it later like in hindsight, and he was like, maybe that's like my way of basically like, these are all the things that like hold me back. They're still holding me back, so I had to like move on from them. And that enticing thing is like the temptress of my life, basically, like these things that hold me back, people who hold me back, who have like shitty attitudes or whatever, who like make me not the best person or whatever. That's what holds me back. And that had nothing to do with death, but it had everything to do with like his personality. Those are adaptive, evolutionary ways to move out of the shitty parts that leave you into suffering and lead you into like more happiness. But again, that's like Buddhism philosophy, so it's like.
Well, I feel like that would be more like not so much evolutionarily, but more like pattern seeking and finding a way to apply things you know about yourself and you know about your life that you didn't have like a context for before. It's like a framework that it builds for it, because all that stuff, somebody else could have had that same trip and just come away like, that was a wicked trip, dude, and not applied any of it to their life. But this guy sees it, applies it to his life, and then he's like, I see a lot of stuff mapping up, and I'm gonna make some changes.
Yeah, like the serpent temptress thing is like really obvious. There are like more insane versions, like again, like Joe Rogan talks about how all these, like, I think they were like clowns or something, were like pointing, and he said there was like hundreds of them like surrounding him, pointing and laughing at him, and he was like, and I contextualized that as like, I'm taking myself too seriously, and I understood that's what it was, and I need to do that less. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know if I would have even drawn that. I'd just been like, that's scary.
Yeah. So I think it's just people finding a way to you get like the materials, and then you look for a scaffold that it fits onto, and you're like, now this picture makes sense to me. Because it could just be scary. It could just be there's 100 clowns pointing at you. I'm deathly afraid of clowns. I don't even like Santa Claus because I hate clowns so much.
He's a little clown-like.
Yeah, it's the hair. It's the rosy cheeks.
What?
He's white.
He is so clown-like.
Yeah, and I would not sit on his lap or anything.
Oh no,
like,
I'm not sitting on his lap. That's for sure.
Yeah. But
he is so clown-like. What, bro? I don't know why I never. I don't really get scared of either. I just wouldn't want like something eerie in my room or whatever. It wouldn't. If it was Santa Claus, that would scare the fuck out of me. If it was a regular clown, like from Shrine Circus or whatever, that would scare the fuck out of me too. If it was a basic like dude in a morph suit, that'd scare the shit out of me too. Like a green morph suit, like Charlie Day is in my fucking. That would scare the shit out of me.
I mean, you can say that about. There's like a lot. You're shooting real high on the like easy things that would scare the shit out of you.
But like, a lot lower things.
If there was like a little old lady with a plate of cookies in your room at night, you would be like,
that's so scary already. And she's like, hey honey, want a butterscotch? Oh, that's so scary.
Did you want me to make you something to eat, sweetie?
I don't know you. There would be no context where that would be okay.
Like going to visit your grandma?
My grandma can't walk.
Well, your grandma, yeah.
Your grandma's fucked up.
Yeah, you talk about your grandma. You thought she was dead.
Yes.
You walked in and she was like sitting there like a corpse. And
yes.
And your mom was like, "Oh, isn't she cute?" or something.
Yes. Dude, my grandma is old and decrepit. She looks like the zombies from Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. She looks fucked up. I love my grandma. She's excellent when she can comprehend what's going on, but she looks like so jacked up, dude. I mean, she looks sad, and it's so upsetting to see her. So yeah, if my grandma was standing and also holding a plate of cookies,
she's possessed.
She's possessed by a demon because she can't hold a bottle of water, dude. She has to have those tiny little bottles of water, and she holds that with 2 hands. There's no way she's holding a plate of multiple cookies. She can't hold a plate, probably. A glass plate? Maybe a foam plate with like cutouts of cookies.
Okay, how about this one? So I'm over at your house a lot.
Post-it note cookies.
I'm over at your house a lot. You see me all the time. If in the middle of the night you just woke up and I was in your room and I was like, "Hey man, you want to go play some Elden Ring?" You would probably still be like, "What the
fuck?" Maybe for like a second, maybe for like a split second, you'd scare me. But if you introduce yourself, sure. If you were in the shadow just standing there, I was like, I would hit you so quickly. Dude, I have thrown my pillow across a room many times because I cuddle my pillow and I will hit something that moves or makes a sound in the middle of the night. I'm such a light sleeper. You're
also into beating women.
No! If I threw my pillow, or like if I hear like my doorknob like move at all or whatever, or like a I don't know. If someone knocked on my door, I would know it. If someone opened my door, I'm such a light sleeper. The Elden Ring thing, I might be kind of stoked for, honestly.
You'd be like, fuck, dude! Yeah, let me get up.
Yeah. If I saw you, I'd look over, see my wife is sleeping. If she's still asleep and not angry, I'd get up. Like, okay, I'll give you an hour. Let's go. I'm gonna do. I mean, it's what we might do after this.
She'd give you this. What the fuck?
What the fuck? She gets mad. When she gets sleepy, she gets mad.
Oh, my fiance does too.
I'm about to say the same thing.
She gets mad, like she gets frustrated real easy when she's sleepy, or when she's sleeping, like after the sleep has started. But more than anything, she gets scared. She is so frightened when she's asleep.
What?
Her
Really?
baseline mode is terrified for her life. She'll wake up in the middle of the night while I'm sitting there just... I have the TV on with subtitles, watching fucking... I've been watching Ghost Hunters
Lots
recently.
of porn. Yeah.
Just because I like Ghost Hunters better than I like Ghost Adventures now. Because now that I'm going back and watching it, I'm like... They're like actively disproving things as they're going through.
Oh, I know.
And it's like...
They're like, that was just a wire hanging down in the hallway.
Yeah, they're like... Yeah, people are feeling like they're getting their like touch down here, but like the ceiling's really low and there's stuff hanging all over the place. Like, so I'm not going to really listen to that.
And you're like, this show's supposed to make me scared, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they've ever experienced a real ghost experience on that show? That pause is like, probably not, right?
Well, so that in their minds, maybe, like in their perspective, maybe. I don't believe in ghosts.
You never had a ghost experience?
We
had the Woody conversation on here.
Yes,
that's
I've
wild.
also explained that away. Okay, I've also explained that away.
How did it get to the bottom of the treasure chest? If you didn't know that podcast, go back and listen to that podcast. That's a crazy podcast. Right?
It was a crazy, wild experience, but it could also be a collage of bad dreams and misremembered memories.
You always say that because the fucking war-torn veterans you're talking to on the phone are talking about shit that you know isn't true. And that's dreams and fucking that's like machinations of a madman.
Yes, but I also probably have some mental disorders, okay? I have a really bad time holding on to memories. It's really bad. So my mind will sometimes just fill in the fucking gaps. And there are, well, I mean, this isn't a good thing, like example, but like it's like sometimes I'll say something and my mom will be like, "That's not how that happened." But like, doesn't everybody's parents do that? Where you're like, "Do you remember when you used to fucking hit me?" And they're like, "I don't remember that."
Sure, my parents do that, yeah. Where I'm like, "You abused me," and they're like, "Uh-uh."
I don't think that's how that happened.
You held my breath and threw me across the room all the time. You literally threw me across the room all the time. No, I don't. It wasn't that bad. You were exaggerating. You would jump when I would throw you. Hello?
Little stunt man.
Yeah, my dad would be like, "Oh, I didn't do that." Like, you didn't break into my room at 3 a.m. to fucking scream at me over some drunken shit you just discovered? No, I never did that.
Put cameras in my room.
Yeah, you put fucking audio devices in my room to listen to me for 4 years. You didn't do that? This is trauma dumping now, but yeah. My parents said that. That's cool.
But like, I know that sometimes I just kind of I fill in the gaps on memories and stuff, so I can imagine. Now, this is me trying to come up with a rational explanation for something that I don't have a rational explanation for.
I do know I do that, where like I rationalize amazing things away into like really mundane things, which probably devalues like the amazing shit that did happen. But it's like I have to try to explain that to now in my current brain rationalize wild shit I saw when I was a kid. I'm like, that could have been just this. My friend could have been lying, even though I saw it happen right in front of me. And you're like, well, I don't know. Did
I really see it like that way, or did he say it so much that now when I think back on it, I think of how he told it, and
that's pretty wild. I think that's kind of not true, because I've had my old friend. He used to always tell me shit and was like firm, like that's how it happened. And I remember without a doubt that shit did not happen. And I remember because when it happened, and he was like, "Oh no, man, you did this. You bought all those scarves." And I was like, "I did not buy a whole bunch of scarves from Hot Topic. Why would I buy 10 scarves from Hot Topic? He was like, you owed me $120. You spent it in Hot Topic money. And I was like, I did not. I had no money to begin with. Why would I spend it on 10 scarves instead of paying you back when I know how fucking scary you are? He'd be like, I don't know, but I fucking remember you did that. I was like, I had 2 scarves, a green one and a yellow one. And I never really wore them, and each one were $10. So if I only have 2, how do I have 10? I have 2. I don't have every color of the fucking rainbow, then some. I didn't get white and black and fucking, I don't know, indigo to add on top of the others. No.
I mean, so
people aren't going to make me remember shit differently. I have a very good memory.
I think it depends on whether, first, that you trust the person's memory.
That I did not. I was like, no way.
Second, like, how well the memory is stored, like how vivid detail you have of it, to begin with. Like, if you associate a lot of memories with something and you got, like, you know, all them little clusters firing on that memory, it may be harder to change that. But if you vaguely remember something and somebody else was there too and you trust that person's experience as well, you might be more willing to, like, you know, smooth out the edges of that memory with what they have. But
yeah, I guess so.
That's all just a long way around of me saying I may have fucking, like, just made all that shit up in my head, and that story... Yeah. Just mic checking?
I'm just mic checking a little.
That story is crafted from...
That works.
Like, a collage of different experiences I had at the time, or thoughts that I had about stuff. And I used to believe in ghosts a lot, because I used to believe in, like, souls, and I used to believe, like, maybe there's, like, fucking... There is a heaven. There are, like, adjacent...
It could just
realms.
be more complicated or different than what you originally believe, and that could still be true. Because, like, my beliefs have drastically changed from that. Like, I had a Christianic version of everything when I was a kid, where everything's heaven and hell, and the ghosts are in between that, and that's it, period. Whereas the older I've gotten, I'm like, well, I think things are more on a spectrum of, like, there is a negativity, and there's, like, a range of negativity, there's a positivity, and there's a range of that, and there's shit that falls in between, and there's probably a huge complex...
It's called neutral.
Yeah, right. And there's a huge complex version of that positivity and that negativity, because I am not going to overwrite all the crazy ghost stories I have when I was a kid, and my sister lived, like, a horrifying ghost story her whole life, like, until she was, like, I don't know, like 20.
Yeah.
And then my wife had, like, horrible, like, scary, like, demon, scary, like, ghost shit until she was, like, 17, 18. I mean, am I discounting her too? And, like, I had my own experiences, but it's like those things were like, it's like you just gonna say, like, the curtains didn't rip off of the shower while you were in the shower alone, and, like, there, and then, like, your closet, like, shaking and opening and bursting open, and, like, the fucking blinds on your window, like, opening and closing on their own. It's like, what are you going to attribute that to? What is that?
I mean,
something. It's not nothing. It is something.
Well, it doesn't have to be anything intelligent.
It could be anything.
It could be, like, it could be, like, the interaction between, like, negatively charged, you know, farts
and the piss you took,
and, like,
6 hours ago.
Positively charged piss. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be the interaction between molecules that is something that could be completely
explainable. There's a cool
explainable.
idea that I like that I don't love, but it's a cool idea about how objects retain memory.
Oh, like the stone tape theory.
I think that's really cool. I don't know what that specifically states, but I think that's a very cool idea.
Like the material in the same way that a, like, cassette tape.
Oh, it sticks. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah.
When an experience happens in that spot, it's just like when you have a like a record up there that is essentially just divots at certain frequencies in the fucking vinyl. Like, the stone retains the memory of what happened on this.
Yeah, I think that's very cool. That's a very cool idea, and in a way,
I don't, like, fully buy it, but I like that as an explanation.
I think it's a cool explanation. It doesn't explain things that happen in response to that moment.
No,
unless you're calling on that memory. But it's a cool idea. I also don't love the idea, maybe for coping mechanisms, that your dreams are survival instincts of possibilities. Because then you're like, well, how do you explain a dream? Like my sister had a dream where, like our friend that we played D&D with, had a dream where she was Knuckles, the head, like the echidna, and she went to a sorcerer academy like Hogwarts, and she was sneaking around, and then somebody walked up to her and was like, Knuckles, I'm a huge fan. You're so cool. And she's like, you gotta go away. They're gonna catch me. And then it was like, you gotta go. And then she grabbed that student and threw them out the window, and they fell to their death, and now she's a murderer, and she had
just getting prepared for
she had to
the
glide
possibility.
away and flew out of the window to escape the secret sorcery academy. I've never do I personally ever have crazy fantasy dreams like that. Never. All my dreams are like other worlds I'm living in with other people I've never met, living another life of possibility. Like recently I had a dream where I was in a band in a different world with people I've never met before, and we were like doing a club, and it was like a very normal dream. I'm just living some other world, and I'm like, well, sure, in a way, like maybe I wish I could be doing band stuff right now, but like also I'm so happy with what I do that I don't really think about that. So what is that? It's like, well, maybe there's like a part of me that does.
It's just
like really deep or whatever. I don't know.
I don't think it has to do with survival instincts. I think that some dreams can be attributed to that, where your mind crafts up something to keep you busy while your body is resting.
Could be.
It draws on like certain day-to-day experiences, and that's why people are able to do the whole like dream interpretation thing. Like, if you're having dreams about this, it's like you're probably thinking about that because you're like self-conscious about like how you don't brush your teeth as much as you should. Like,
yeah,
like those things might go to one.
They always make it deeper than that, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking
it's like
about
you're losing.
I'm not talking about the deep stuff where it's like if your teeth all fall out, you might be worried about your career,
the geopolitical stance, and
you're worried,
Georgia.
You're worried that the government is going to shut down your current career path. And I was like, I don't understand what the fuck where you got that. But I can understand if you're worried about your teeth falling out, and it's like, well, you're brushing your teeth regularly, and it's like, not as often as I should. And it's like, there you go, buddy. Like, maybe you're just worried about your fucking teeth falling out.
Someone goes in for that like diagnosis. Do you brush your teeth? Your teeth do look kind of yellow, and they're like, shut the fuck up, and yeah, I don't. You're like, okay, well, I think this meeting's over. Go brush your teeth. Bye. Next.
I mean, you look at psychology, you can, like, it's the same way that people look at what you do in day-to-day life and different coping mechanisms that you develop over time, and then they're like, well, by chance, do you have a father who was, like, way too commandeering, and...
Oh, sure.
Like, and it's like... Yep, and it's like, well, that's why you can't go out on your own and make your own decisions, because you're afraid of other people judging your decisions.
Yeah.
Because they weren't their decisions, and you don't want to let them down. It's like an easy map on. Like, once you see it, it's an easy map on. Not that psychology is fucking
There's
easy.
a podcast I listen to where they, like, are always addressing people's, like, psychology, and, like, they always ask about, like, their background and stuff, and it's funny to see shit revealed really quick. And they're like, I don't know why, like, I think I'm not funny or whatever. They're like, well, what are your parents like? Oh, like, what's your dating life like? Do you have a girlfriend? Blah, blah. And they eventually, like, root it out. They're like, there it is. And it seems like, blah, blah, blah. And it becomes more obvious, like, some of the baggage you carry around is actually not that far behind you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really obvious where, like, I have, like, a sense of body dysmorphia. I'm terrified of being fat.
Yeah.
And when I'm driving around, like, I'm flexing my abs when I'm driving because I don't like the feeling of my skin touching. Because
because of what your dad said.
My dad, yeah.
That you told me the other...
Yeah, dude. Like, every time... Yeah, like, when we were playing D&D recently. Like, when I take my shirt off to go swimming, I get, like, quickly insecure. I look good shirtless, but, like, my dad had said forever, like, for years, that I was fat. Every time I took off my shirt. It's terrible. Of course it's going to hit you. So it's like... That could be explained away, I guess if we're pulling back to the ghost thing or whatever, it's like, how do you explain all those things away? It's like,
well, when we talk about, well, you brought it to dreams.
I did. I don't remember
the
how
ghost
I got
thing.
That there.
So there's, it could easily be explained as it being a spirit or some kind of force that we're not able to see. That
Yeah, because
does
our
these things.
spectrum of like visual light is so small.
Yes, but our spectrum of visible light it pretty much encompasses like all forms of matter. So
Right, yeah.
what is this? It's like,
it's not matter.
Sometimes you cannot see like electricity running through the air or
Without the right.
so those things can interact with the world in a way and when we can't see it. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that there are things happening that we can't see that we attribute to these things.
Yeah, we like still don't know what dark matter is and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think there's like dark matter here opening your fucking closet.
no. I'm not saying it is that. That would be wild. That's so much of the universe. No, I wouldn't want to say that's what it is.
But there could be things. Now, if you want to go into the explanation of those things, I don't feel comfortable going in the realm of these are either demons, which implicates that there's something to any religion that we have. Which
Yeah, it's probably a more complicated thing
Yeah.
that's not called that.
Yeah,
And the name will vary from society to society.
yeah, like there.
Well, the translation of demon is probably something specific to like negative or evil or whatever the specific
yeah,
name
like
translation
what is it back in like Latin is like daemon or something like
Yeah,
that.
Daemon. Yeah.
Or it might be just demon, but like whatever it's like whatever labels that we have for it. But I don't think that it is that we could attribute it to like something like an elemental or something with intelligence. There's no like it could be that there is a force that is exerting on the world, but I think we're reading a lot of imagery or a lot of intent into what's happening as if it is an intelligent thing, rather than if your closet shakes and then the door pops open, like why would it do that and not just fucking attack you? Why wouldn't it hurt you? If it could do
why
that
is it
stuff,
being
why wouldn't it
annoying
hurt you?
instead? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you looking how my closet doesn't have a door?
Well, I was kind of looking over in that direction because it's another place to look, but I did notice your closet doesn't have a door, and now,
In the
now I know
studio, it
why.
doesn't.
Another psychology mystery fixed.
Yeah, it didn't come with a door when I got the house. So I was like, I'm not putting a door on it.
I remember that painting in there was fucking hot. We painted in there.
Oh.
I helped you paint this room.
He helped me paint this studio room, yeah. Which is
Yeah.
now just completely full of like ridiculous posters
John,
of shit.
You don't know, but he's a hoarder, and it's
It's
a real
just-
problem. We've been trying to.
No, don't.
He's gonna explain it away, but we've been trying to like stage interventions for years. He
You
just
have never
refuses.
once.
Look how many things are in here. Dude.
I've sold so much on Mercari, and it's well organized and looks cool as shit.
Yep,
It's not on the floor, and it's not on the desk, and it's not where it doesn't belong.
Hey, you're safe. Okay, you're safe. I'm not judging you.
I will say those pops are not mine, and I don't want them. Those are all my wife's, and I don't want them. I don't want them. But they're here. They don't know where else to go.
To recenter
It's the entire cast of Lord of the Rings. And Monty Python.
the ghost experiences could be stuff that we're just we're laying over an intent on that isn't there. It could be forces that just don't have intelligence, that just things just happen that interact with our physical world. Well, they would be physical things as well, but like we don't see them. Invisible forces interacting with our visible world. But we ascribe things to it, and it could be totally harmless things. It could be things that just happen, like fucking gravity.
I tend to approach that whole thing as if it's like part of this whole thing that we're doing together. Like all of whatever this universe is, all the movements, emotions that we go through, and I'm like,
There he goes.
they're all part of that. I know. It's such a hippie sounding thing, but actually, like, I feel like since I've taken on that mentality, I've had so much more peace with it. Where I'm like, they're part of this too. Don't try to get rid of them or hate them or get angry with it.
Well, you're still ascribing a them to them.
Yeah,
rather
sure.
than,
Whatever it is, whatever that energy
It could be
is,
something
or
that is just not a thinking thing. Because I don't
yeah,
think,
it doesn't have to be, but it is still part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
So why are you getting angry or scared of it? Like, it's a part of this whole thing. You're the one who moved in that house or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and
like,
it's just the house was built during a time when they used materials that just negatively charge the ions in your farts and your toilet bowl positively.
And that's why the doll in your bedroom turns and talks in a scary voice sometimes. It just is that way.
And so I have a lot of experiences with stuff. The reason that I don't like to ascribe it to something with intent is because that implies the existence of, for instance, souls, because a lot of people like to do that, or that gives some kind of validity to religions, which, even if one is true, which one is fucking true? You don't know. Don't put your names on that shit. All right? I don't know if there's demons in fucking Hebrew, okay? I don't even know if they had hell. They had some other shit. But whatever. Like, whatever it is, I've had experiences with those things as well, but I don't want to give validity to outside theories that just don't have a basis in anything that is testable or provable or anything.
Yeah, because in the end, it's all your personal experience anyways, and how you deal with it.
I've
no
heard
matter what
fucking
it is.
footsteps coming upstairs. And that I am very certain is not. I have vivid memories of stuff like that, of like hearing a voice say something, but I couldn't really hear it. Like, the voices are rough, because those are like, what the fuck. But
yeah, I remember one time I was in my bedroom, and this is one of the last times maybe literally the last time I ever prayed out loud, and something laughed at me in my room. Like, it was like really close to me, and I was like, oh fuck, and I sat up, and I turned my lights on, and obviously nothing, and I was like, oh, that was fucked up. My dad was awake downstairs, and I went over the balcony, and I was like, hey, did you just laugh? And he was like, no. Why? And I was like, I swear something in my room laughed. It was really clear, and he was like, go to bed. My dad didn't even want to talk about it, and that was really common. Like, shit like that. Get out of here! What the and shit like that. I mean, how do you explain that? When in the end I want to blow off what other people have said or other stories, even my wife's, I'm I could blow that off, dude. The amount of times I've had that experience or in that way, I'm dude, I mean, I don't even know how you would rationalize that away. But because it's it feels like a personality.
Yeah,
it feels
it
feels intentional.
If the pattern recognition in our brain says this happened in response to something else.
Sure. Is the memory of laughter in my room manifesting itself at that time? I don't know.
Or was it some kind of invisible force that you couldn't see, like wind coming through a crack that just sounded like
helium.
It, but it happened at a specific time, and your brain was something just laughed at you for praying. If it happened at some other time, when you just laid down to go to bed, and you were you heard something on the TV and you made a little, joke about it, and then you heard laughing, would you be like, that's a chill ass fucking ghost, dude?
Yeah, because I remember one time we were watching Lord of the Rings at my mom's house, which is already kind of creepy, You've been there. And
vibes are real. 100%.
That's a vibe.
Vibes.
My mom's house was creepy.
Yeah.
So there was one time we were watching Lord of the Rings in our house alone, just the two of us, and we've seen the movie so many times. And during the movie, it was there was this guttural, and I was and I was like, rewind? That wasn't in the movie. And it sounded like it was outside. And I was like, what the fuck? And I went out in the hall, nothing obviously. And I was like, hey, we're all sharing the same space. Let's be chill, all right? Never heard anything after that. Maybe not because I said that, but that was I don't think that was the movie. We've seen that movie a whole bunch of times, and there was never a random guttural. And we watch Lord of the Rings every 2 weeks. It's I know the movie. There's no fucking random yell in the middle of a fucking chill scene.
Yeah, but does that mean that it was some kind of something malicious, or a ghost clearing its fucking throat? If it's a ghost, why does it have to clear its throat? If it's malicious, why does it have to growl at you? Why can't it just stab you with one of its long demon claws? I think it's one of the things that gets me about Souls is I think it's the way that like stuff is described, right? So if people are thinking that ghosts are the souls of the departed, firstly, where in the soul is memory stored? Why do we need these meat suits if we can exist as souls with fucking thoughts that can process through the ethereal inner workings of the brain? Why do we need a physical shit? What? How does this make any fucking sense? If you're immaterial, which means
why do they not need vessels like our skin suits?
Like, what makes up a soul? If it is something that is non-physical, something outside of physics, supernatural, if you will,
which I've been watching again, still good.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm on the first season all over again.
Are ghosts affected by fucking gravity? If not,
bro.
If ghosts are not affected by gravity,
probably
what
less
keeps them to
so.
the fucking planet? You know how fast the fucking planet moves? They'd be out in fucking space, manifesting out in the middle of the big empty.
I guess that's a good point. I actually can't argue that at all. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you would assume, like, well, why do, like, other matters interact, or, like, electrons and all that interact here in these specific ways, and gravity... Well, gravity would affect those things, too. I guess gravity has an effect on everything.
Yeah, but all those things are physical things. They're not explained as supernatural things. They're not explained as your soul exists.
I think we will always explain supernatural things until we know what they are. That's what makes it supernatural.
Yeah.
We thought sickness was supernatural until we figured out it's just viruses because we couldn't see it.
Yeah, but that's the problem with the God of the Gap stuff, is it's like you can explain everything away as something supernatural until you figure out what it actually is. But that means
which
that
we
supernatural
learned
really
so
doesn't
much
mean
in the
anything.
last 50 years. We didn't know shit before this.
You can't. So there's been no evidence that I've ever seen from anybody, and this is one of the big things throughout human like history for a long fucking time, are souls. If there was
as
something
long
to
as
it,
people have ever been around,
we would have figured it out to some degree.
You'd think, but yeah, we don't know shit. We also don't know shit about anything supernatural, really. Like, it's not like there's like scientific.
Well, no, we know a
basis.
lot about supernatural stuff. It was just stuff that was called supernatural a long time ago.
That was my point earlier. But it's like there's not like it, because what makes something scientifically proven is that it's retestable, and it retains like
there's billions of
correctness.
humans with souls, billions of people who have died. Where are their souls?
I know. That's what I was talking to like someone recently, like a professor, about it, and I was like, hey, you know, blah blah. I was kind of telling them like my stance on like my mortality. I was like, sometimes I think about it and it really fucks me up, it like scares me. And he was like, you know, what's fucked up is, you know, probably the more practical reality is that everybody's wrong. And I was like, that's so scary. And he was like, I mean, 300 million years, and we don't know shit. I mean, it's probably just, that's it, man. Probably is. And I was like, that's so fucking scary. And he was like, I know. I don't like to hear it either. I hope someone's right. Even if you're wrong in a bad way, and you spend your rest of your days in hell, at least somebody was right. He's like, but it's scary. I'm like, it is. That is really scary. He's like,
figure it out.
You'll figure it out one way or the other.
I mean, I'm hoping it all goes fucking dark. I just hope that it's just like every piece of me is just off.
Yeah.
And like it's, I don't like being alone with my thoughts. I think that's it.
Yeah, so your interpretation of nothingness is emptiness. Or like a void. Instead of...
Not like me being in a void.
Mm-hmm.
Just a void. Like just nothing. Gone.
Yeah.
There's no thought. I don't have a brain that's trying to keep my body alive, that's trying to make me need to eat, that's making me balance out chemicals to go hunt fucking pizza. Nothing. Gone.
Yeah, I hate that idea. It's so awful.
I love it.
I can't even.
You know what I don't want? I don't want fucking heaven where everything's fucking great all the fucking time and they don't even have fucking Wi-Fi, okay? They don't have video games. That's why I don't believe. That's what first made me not believe in heaven. Was I was like, they would for sure at this point have Wi-Fi, so we would be talking to people who were dead. If it was really a paradise, okay? Nobody's up there wanting to fucking play fucking card games into eternity or dream up a whole reality that you're living in playing fucking video games online with your friends, okay? I want to play with real people. I want to crush them at Call of Duty. I want to trade with them on my MMORPGs. I want to do all this shit. And that internet up there doesn't connect down here. And I know those motherfuckers don't have Ragnarok Online, okay? And that's what I want to play right now. That's what I was thinking of at the time. I was like, I'm not playing with dead people. I wish I fucking was. That would be fucking dope. So I don't believe in heaven anymore because they don't have Wi-Fi. I know they don't.
That's really all it is.
Yeah, they don't have
I just think
internet
it would
access.
be lame to sit around and be bored and like the description often is that like they somehow look and monitor what we do and that's what life is, and I was like, that sucks. That doesn't sound like heaven at all. That doesn't sound fun at all. Isn't it supposed to be like paradise? And if it is paradise, it's bland as hell to be like, oh, I just want to sit around and like watch after my ancestors. But what if you don't reproduce anymore? What do you just watch after random people? But if that's like your whole life, that's just a security job in some way.
And not even one that is like good because you're not helping them. You just get to watch the shit go bad.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, he's doing it.
Yeah, nobody's ever gonna listen to you ever again. That's like hell, actually.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like he's lying to you. He doesn't love you. He doesn't love you. I told you that. You're fucking married to him. Are you kidding me?
He's still cheating on you. Damn.
You're still doing it.
That's a tough conversation.
I don't like any ideas that I've heard of like heaven. It seems so fucking boring.
I've heard a few that are
reincarnation sounds dope.
Reincarnation is the only one that has lasted the longest in terms of like in the dialogue of separate religious or cultural practices. It's been removed from Christianic practices, but reincarnation is a great idea, and it's like it makes everyone feel safe.
Yeah, we should invent that. We should be the first people to invent solid reincarnation.
The only thing that makes it like feel really grounded is that every other system in all of life has a cycle to it. Rock, water, plant, fucking everything has a cycle to it in some way, where there's like something goes into something else, that something becomes something else, that something becomes something else. Communication's the same way. You look at how music is made now, and it's like, okay, this is a cycle on how music is made. The frequencies of C to C continues on from the lowest version of C, which goes on infinitely, to the highest version of C that goes on infinitely on a piano key, right? Because the frequencies can just keep going, and that like resonates at a specific frequency that is octavized infinitely. Why would this be the only thing that isn't cyclical in a way? It's just like not your perception of your immediate recognition of who you are as like me or you. If you do it again, there's a specific Buddhist way of looking at this. I forget what it's called, but it's like even when you die and you turn into dust, that dust will eventually become the fabric of organic something that becomes the plant that gives life to whatever, and that goes into someone else, and that person eats this, and then that thing becomes the other thing that becomes the fucking semen in the balls, and that gets jerked off onto a napkin. And then you get thrown away and you try it again.
Yep. And somebody eats that napkin.
Yeah, your dog eats that napkin. Your dog dies, and it starts all over.
Yeah. And we just take a few steps back, and we're coming back around.
There's a kind of like, the more you jack off into a napkin, the less that's likely to happen. But I think
You know what? Fuck these freeloader fucking
dudes who think
reincarnators. Okay,
they think they're getting away with
yeah.
it.
I'm jerking off into napkins more. Honestly,
So
I'm gonna go eat some
in
dirt
that
and then I'm
cycle
gonna
of
jerk off
events,
into a napkin.
Now, I will say that cycle of events is it seems way bigger. Like there's a lot more steps, which is scary. But there's a lot more steps.
yeah, but you're not like perceiving the whole thing. Like even if you're,
You would just be like in and out. It would be like
Yeah.
timeless.
So there's I don't think our consciousness, if we call it consciousness, I think it's just our our perception of the world in a more evolved state than like with other creatures, to the degree that we are able to like hold on to information and process it in real time, much better than other animals.
Yeah.
So pretty much just elevated perception. I don't think that is going to be movable. Like I don't think like when I close my eyes and die, I'm gonna open my eyes at some point and start perceiving from something else. That'd be dope if I didn't have to remember this life, but no, that wouldn't. I don't want to start over as a baby, dude. That sounds like
Crickson.
yeah, that
It's like
sounds
Crickson.
like it sucks. But I don't think that that's transferable. I think the idea of reincarnation being like you're living your life and then when you die you're going back into the cycle and the cycle's going to keep spitting out things. It's going to keep making plants which are going to get eaten by these, which are going to provide sustenance for this, which is going to break down into proteins and be used in the sperm to create new life, and then you're going to die and the plants are going to eat you, and then the things
Yeah.
I mean that's cool, but it's like I don't think I'm going to wake up after I close my eyes. Mm-hmm. This perception. So I don't think
it'll be like
Yeah.
a dissipated, more divided, simpler, maybe, or way more complex. I mean, like the microcosm of whatever the sub-universe is of being little baby organisms. I was gonna say orgasms, little organisms,
tiny orgasms running around.
Yeah, like that
I
trillions.
mean, that is kind of like babies.
What?
Little babies. It's like you have like they're little like orgasms that turn into little babies.
That became a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda. And
They're just like sperm Voltrons.
it's like once you're dead and you're like a whatever. But then does it depend if you like get vaporized into ashes and then you're kept in a bottle for who knows how long? Because that's a long time. Or when you're put into the ground, like can't I just be like chunked into a tree? Like can you just like put me into a tree or whatever? Is that better? Is that like less effective? Because time doesn't really give a fuck. It's like this is like 100,000 years. In the 100,000 years, are you still going to be like a dude in a pot who was just sitting there in a bag?
No, 'cause you're gonna be fucking dead.
In a plastic. Well, that powder will be in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Inside a pot.
I mean
If that is what that is, and that's part of that little cycle thing, are you just put into a little plastic bag and now you're on hold?
yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, we found that little
for the
plastic bag.
half-life of the plastic to break down.
And then which is 100,000 years or whatever, and then like that goes into that pot and someone finds that pot and they put it in a landfill, and then now you're in this big pile of trash that gets like, what happens with that?
Hell yeah.
What about mushrooms? Because mushrooms have like that huge system of, you know what I'm talking about, where it's like they have the mycelium system
Yeah,
that
they
goes
send little signals to each other.
yeah, what the fuck? And that's like they explained there's
That's the sound they make if you listen. If you put a radio.
if you put your ear to the ground, you can hear it. It's like you hear that, like that stuff is super crazy interconnected, insane. Like they said, like so much of the ground of forests and shit are like the mycelium connection that they all communicate. Is like, what is that? Do I get part of that? Is that like?
No, I mean we're not.
Or it's just like
we're not anything different than that. That's just their form of communication.
right. So then it's like,
But
do
they're communicating shit ideas, though. I bet.
But is that like?
Like
you're not arguing is Skyrim over repeated and remade too often. You're like talking about what do we do with our proteins and our whatever. But are you like integrated into that system of like mycelium consciousness? Because it's not like the you consciousness. It'll be like whatever the fuck
you're
that
just food
is.
for them. I don't think. I don't hold much stock in the consciousness being a separate part of you. Like, you have your brain, and then you have your consciousness, and then, like, you have your spirit, and then you have your fucking whatever. Like, I think it's all... I think the consciousness emerges as a concept tied to your brain and how you take in information and digest it.
Yeah. And
at that point being, now we are, I mean, relatively a baby species. I don't know if anything else has had, like, a conscious experience like we have, but with how long that we've been around, it's not out of the realm of possibility that we're just still trying to figure out, like, you know, this is a conscious experience. It's just something we have because of the way our brains are built, rather than we have a conscious experience. What happens when we fucking die? And will I still be seeing things? Because we don't know any other way.
Right,
We've never
right.
experienced not experiencing anything.
Right.
So it's hard to conceptualize. But when the consciousness stops, I think when you're talking about reincarnation, you're just talking about being recycled into the cycle.
Yeah,
and that conscious experience that you have, that stream of consciousness from start to finish, will never start back up. There will be a new one. So I don't think me talking here, conscious experience of me talking, is ever going to start up again after it stops.
No.
And I would never remember it, even if I was made up of all the same proteins.
Yeah, I think it would just be
back.
like dissipated into, like, the grand unity of all other things, and it'd just be like, Errin, whatever, bye.
Yeah.
And then it would just be like the new you.
Yeah, you could,
in some other fucking whatever the fuck it would be. It would be so something brand new at that point.
You could be like one of those.
I talked to a professor recently,
Okay.
and he was like, your combination, your specific, like, calculated, or, like, version of these atoms put together is like a quadrillion trillion to one. He's like, this will never happen again. The you version of these atoms, which are strangely only exist because you exist, this particular combination, when you die, that combination is like, that was the only one, and here's a new one. And he was like, that's fucking bonkers. He's like, there's never, ever, ever been a combination of those atoms ever as you. And he was like, so the next time, if there is a next time, won't ever, ever be that combination. If it's one off, it'll never be that again. He's like, you'll never be you. It'll never be the version of the you that you thought you were. Which I think is fine. And I don't think that's what I'm holding on to. Is like this version of me. I like this version of me. I'm okay with like 1,000 other versions of whatever I become.
Yeah, but the next stream of consciousness that involves a lot of your proteins and whatever makes up you, might like that version of them. Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, I don't want to be any of the fucking version. That sucks.
Well, yeah, they could change their mind on it, sure.
That other bitch had to wear glasses like an idiot.
It is annoying having to wear glasses.
And he couldn't even eat peanuts.
I can't. It's my flaw.
That guy was a nerd.
And he was afraid of death? What a pussy.
I'm gonna die right now. Check this out, old me.
Oh, that would be fucked up. Just to prove the old me wrong. The old me is watching from heaven, like we just said.
And you're like, no, don't do that. Oh,
no, he didn't. Fuck. And then he appears next to me. He's like, told you. And I made it in here too. How crazy is that?
I told you not to do that. Well, I can't go back now.
Yeah. He's like, oh, we'll wait 100 trillion years until that's decayed and you're somebody else. And by the time we're on another planet, because this planet exploded or whatever.
Yeah. I always thought it would be cool, though, if consciousness did exist and it was able to, like, hop. That it would be cool if you... Or, I guess this is reincarnation. But, like, it'd be cool if, instead of reincarnating here on this shit planet... I've already experienced this shit, okay? I'm bored of it. Somewhere else.
But we've not seen every country and every society or whatever.
I've seen all the ones that matter. America. USA.
Yeah.
The only other one that I want to go see is the Hollow Earth. So I can beat women.
Oh, no.
They really frown on that here. I mean, some people get away with it in some places, but the Hollow Earth, I'm telling you, man, like, you can just really let loose.
I'm gonna have to insert the word meat to where you said
Meat.
There's an idea I have in my current D&D campaign, and why you're seeing some archetypes. And this, of course, it can be explained away in hindsight about who I am as a DM and as a creator. But that the reason why you're seeing some characters who show traits from old characters in my campaign are intentionally that in my current world of making,
Just in and out.
right, is that I want characters to have aspects of other characters who have once existed. So, Crixin and Sereth are intentionally, and Grimm are intentionally all similar people. Because I want them to be as if Sereth, when he dies in his reality, that he is divided as a consciousness, and his portion of his like archetype can be experimented with other like cross combinations. So Crixin is a portion of both Sereth and also like a new spirit, basically, like a new version of his assembly or his atoms into a new consciousness. And Grimm is kind of like a version of Sereth, but also a version of like, I don't know, another character put together, and like they're kind of like a combination of these things that now follow a new path with new decisions that create a new reality of choices, with new catalyst being the people around you. I know that's super extra, but that was like originally my intent. And that's like, I brought that up to Willow before about her character, and like when she's playing Willow, it was like, well, that's Willow as like the unicorn girl, but now she's playing Juniper. It's like there's like a shred of aspect of Juniper, but Juniper intentionally has like elements of Sereth in her, where it's like because he imprinted his consciousness onto Willow, and she takes that to like her new person. Does that make sense? So like I try to implement
It makes sense,
that.
but I feel like you're putting that through you're pushing the Play-Doh through like a different mold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the mold is like really small, and you're still having to like reform it afterwards. Where you could push it through the mold of these are character aspects that exist in humanoids, and this,
Like archetypes.
Yeah,
sure.
these archetypes are arranged in this way, because that's who this person is. The determinative factors of their life.
Yeah, like a percentage of an archetype combined with like another archetype, whatever.
Yeah, and like how does this exist in this world
The
now?
Crixin's, I know this is probably nothing for any viewer, but like Crixin is like a guy who is like seeking a goal, as many other adventurers are, but his is like a very long, multiple lifetime goal, right? And
he has legit reincarnation.
Right. That, yeah. Maybe that's coping, but like
Yeah, he keeps coming back the same. The little pussy bitch.
His archetype is the star in terms of like the major arcana. His is the star archetype, where he's like looking to a specific like future and goal, and like it's impossibly far away, and it tortures him in a way. That was the point of Crixin's character, to have aspects of Sereth, of like all the things that character was, where he's like Mr. Serious, along with the star archetype, where he's like, I just need this one fucking thing and it'll make my life better. But in the end, that like creates this suffering, which plays back to like the beginning archetype, the very first archetype, the fool who knows nothing and continuously makes mistakes. Those were my thoughts on making a character. It was like, that's how I want to create him. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that has like anything to do with how our fucking universe is created, but like I think that's a cool idea.
I like that. So, wait, say something.
Farts.
Yeah, okay. So I like the idea of mashing character archetypes together in like varying degrees and putting them in a different framework, and then seeing how they operate in a different setting. So, for instance, like the overwhelming sense of pride of Caden, one of my characters that I played in, this guy's campaign, who I don't know what to call him yet.
Yeah. In my campaign.
Yeah, in your campaign.
Yeah, I'm still struggling with my identity.
Yeah, true. Identity
Who
crisis.
am I?
Yeah, it was the backwards hat earlier. I don't...
Dude, you called me out so bad in front of that lady. So I was starting to sweat. Like, you like taking your hat off. I was like, I was sweating because you called me out. I was like, God, I feel like such a dumbass for wearing this hat now. Fuck.
Yeah, but that's because
I'm wearing this fucking neon green shirt.
I want you to know that you're being a dumbass, but it's because I love you and I want you to make those adjustments and make the decision with the full information rather than just bumbling through life looking like a dumbass and everybody's too afraid to tell you that you're looking like a dumbass, but everybody now thinks you're a dumbass.
Well, I don't think anyone would have said it or thought it until you brought it up into conversation. But you brought it to me, and it wasn't enough when I was in the car, and you had to bring it up in front of a person to really make it real.
Dude,
like, all right, I'll take the hat off.
Backwards hat on.
I wear a backwards hat all the time. It's not just for that moment. I wear a backwards hat frequently. I wore it all
recall
Wednesday.
Out of the years I've known you,
Wednesday,
where I've seen you wear a backwards hat other than just then.
I wear them like when I mow the lawn, when I go to my mom's house sometimes, when I'm driving. Like if I just don't want my hair in my face, I have long hair. I just like get the fuck out of my face. And the backwards hat like really holds it.
Get a haircut, you fucking hippie.
I did get a haircut. It's 4 inches shorter. It's still so long. Look at your hair. It's like the same length. What the fuck?
4 inches is a lot.
That's what they tell you.
That's what I've been hearing my entire engagement.
4 inches is so much. Oh my god, your 4 inches is so much. She just tells me
I'll never live up to that.
To the 4 inches? Could you imagine they specifically call out the amount of inches you have? Oh my god, that was 4 inches. You're like, whoa. It gets smaller. Oh my god, that was 3 inches. Oh my god, a really small head.
I love just the tip.
I love just an outie belly button. You're so nice.
Fuck me, Ken doll.
Yeah, and she spits on it.
Just squeaks like a window because it's so fun.
You just secrete out of your nipples.
It's just like sweating.
Oh! What are we even on about?
I don't know.
God, that death talk was so brutal. Anyone who's listening to this is fucking having a panic attack.
No, they're not.
They're like, stop, I'm trying.
Your legacy is what you leave in the world. People will remember you for what you've left. And whether that's people who are only close to you or people who are...
what if they die like immediately after,
out?
though? What if you only met 3 people and all 3 of those people get into like a plane crash?
Then you were just a footnote in history, man.
Just a footnote.
Yeah.
But no one wrote it down.
Who cares?
Okay, I'm just saying.
There's like... I don't even know most people who've died.
No way, do you? There's probably like 80 people died in the last hour. It's like, we don't know.
I know like
80 people total.
Maybe not even.
None you can name.
I know just like
8 that you can name.
There's 3 in the house right now, and then Toad.
yeah, then my dog.
No, but like there's you experience your life. This is I realized this when I was in school and worrying about being embarrassed in front of people and embarrassing myself. And I realized you experience yourself constantly. So you're looking at yourself like
hyper aware.
Yeah, you know everything you've done. Nobody else does.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Like the people who are closest to you are going to care because they experience you a lot. But like random ass people, you don't need to worry about like other people when you're fucking dead. You could like
they wouldn't give a fuck less.
You could have
look at what you just said.
Shit in public. You could have shit in public, and the people who saw you there are probably going to think about you like
a couple days, maybe.
A couple days.
And you'll be a periodic moments.
You'll be a funny story every now and then. But if they bump into you again, they will never know you. If you die, they have never known you. They will not know that you're dead. Nobody's going to know.
Of the shame.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you try to put out positive things that people will remember you for, you're good, homie. If you want to leave your mark, go for it. Like, that's cool. But no, people aren't here to leave a mark. Like, we're here to, really to, like, either enjoy ourselves and then check out, or to pass on, you know, contribute to the gene pool and
What if I got a vasectomy?
ideas going forward. Yeah, you're just here until you check out. That's what you've decided.
I guess. Sometimes that weighs on me. I'm like, did I do the wrong thing? I'm like,
You can adopt people. You can adopt.
I can adopt, which is
But
like has none of
then
my
you're
genes
leaving
in
your
it.
mark. Well, you don't. Well, you've decided that you've already decided for yourself, without probably thinking about that or making it on this basis, that you don't want your genes in the gene pool. You don't want to contribute to what's going on, which is fine.
Guess
Not
so.
everybody's going to, either by choice or because they're weird and they can't get laid.
It's a weird idea, and I remember my dad did this. Like, I mean, he's still around, but he like named me after him
Yeah, that's.
because he wanted him to be me.
Do you think you
know?
maybe got a vasectomy because you don't want to pass that along? You don't want to be the mechanism that puts more of him into the world?
I mean, literally, the biggest reason was because we didn't want to be on birth control anymore. It was just way cheaper, and like way less thoughtful. You're like, we don't have to deal with a pill, which you keep forgetting.
I'm not on birth control.
And your pullout game is amazing.
No, it's not.
Stop!
I'm sterile.
You've been kicked in the balls too many times. Every person who's ever said that is wrong. I knew it. My best friend in high school was like, I can't get anyone pregnant. I never will because I'm sterile. And then he got a girl pregnant like the week they started dating. They got married. Actually, he got another girl pregnant just before that girlfriend. Got her pregnant, talked her into an abortion. Talked her into abortion.
No, I don't think I've even ever had a scare. But I'm not even.
Is it the Mountain Dew?
I'm not
you
worried
think?
about it.
It's all
It might be the Mountain Dew.
It's just
it's microplastics. My asshole's so close to my balls.
Bro, I made that joke in Discord on our other Discord. Nobody thought it was funny, and I was like, "You weren't there for it."
Were you like, Errin would have thought this was funny.
I said in the text, I was like, "I'm not sorry about this joke." And like in parentheses, I was like, "I'm not sorry about this taint joke." God,
we
that's
just have
so
we have
funny.
this on-running joke where we were talking once about how microplastics are shrinking people's taints,
It was just true,
and we were
well,
talking
statistically true.
we were talking about how people have eaten so many microplastics that their like buttholes are like on the back of their ball sacks.
yeah. It's weird, like how much it's changed. But what is absolute is that like the sperm count is like drastically lower with the microplastics, and you're like, wow, that's wild. Well, I'm not having kids, so I'm gonna keep doing microplastics, like, and I'm not gonna get a smaller.
I'm gonna
taint
keep
region.
doing microplastics and snorting weed.
And smoking from a USB. I could still smell that fucking dark chocolate banana
It's terrible.
whiskey, and it smells like in the distance like there's a Tootsie Roll like very nearby.
I feel like people who like that,
They don't.
well, what I say to people who like alcohol is, you've conditioned yourself to be okay with a form of abuse. You've taken something that's gross and acclimated to it.
Maybe
But
beer, especially.
anybody who says it's an acquired taste, it's like, yeah, you're getting
You're
yourself
just proving
okay
my
with an
point.
abuse.
You just said it with different words.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do kind of like the way it tastes. I don't like the way everything tastes. Like someone
Alex,
gave me
you fucking hate yourself.
someone gave me a drink recently,
Punishing
and I was
yourself.
like, ew, that's gross. Actually, I tried that old Scout you gave me, and I mixed it with Sprite, and I was like, inedible. Can't drink that. I had 2 sips. Kind of looked like piss. Tasted worse than piss. I threw it away.
Well, yeah, I gave you that shit because I wasn't going to drink it.
It was bad with Sprite. It might be good with something else, like an old-fashioned mix or whatever, like simple syrup and whatever. It was just so...
It's not going to be good with
It's just not worth it. There are some things that aren't worth it. Like, if you give me, like, a Corona, I'm not drinking that. If you give me, like, my dad drinks Dos Equis with a lime, that's gross. It's just not even good. Why are you drinking it? It is torture to drink that. But that chocolate beer I told you about recently, I'm like, I could have, like, half of that. I couldn't have the whole thing. It's not that good.
But wouldn't you like it more if it wasn't, like,
If it was Mountain
alcohol?
Dew. Sure.
Like, the alcohol taste that's there, that some people just get a blind spot for. Why drink that drink Why not search out those flavors without the fucking poison that's in it?
Yeah. Like if there was like a flavor, well, there kind of is. Like, you know, like a old fashioned tastes very similar to like a cherry Coke. I don't drink Coke. Coke is harsh. I feel like Coke is harder than like an old fashioned with like whiskey and stuff. It's smooth. Coke is like harsh, but it is pretty similar to
Crispy.
it's a crispy. It's like super crispy, or like McDonald's Sprite crispy.
Oh yeah, that shit. Hawk Tua, spit on that thing.
We're chronicling this era of time.
Hawk Tua. Yeah, she's big right now.
That's a fucking really good clip. Have you seen that? The similar looking clip in a similar looking area where that girl's like, she says something, she's like being interviewed by a guy, and she's like, and then she's laughing like that, like that's her laugh, and then she goes, he's like, what do you think about COVID? She's like, I got COVID-19 right now and I'm still partying. And the guy like looks at the camera and he's like, what? And like, it's a very similar look. I remember that clip going around a bunch back in like COVID, but that girl looked nasty. She's like talking to the mic and she's like, I got COVID.
Do you know the marble nipples girl?
What?
So there was another thing that was like a street interview that went viral a while back on TikTok, and it was they're just out in the street, and they were like just asked this girl like, hey, what don't you like about yourself? And she was like, she just turned around and she's like, what? My nipples?
No.
She's like, they were like marbles.
What?
And
like
then,
they were little circles, like
Yeah.
little spheres?
yeah, and then there was a guy back there who was like saying something, and he was like, hey, what do you think? Do you think marble nipples are weird, or do you think like that? And they was like, no, man, they're all cool. Like he was just like super positive.
Yeah,
he was like, you should love yourself, or something, like some shit like that.
Uh-huh.
It was just a fucking perfect clip.
She
And
let
then-
him feel it.
Yeah, that was fucking great. I love those, like
That's
some of that
so
weird shit
beautiful.
that happens.
Like the hawk too,
my nipples?
and the nipples.
Yeah.
I've never heard the marble nipples one, but that's amazing. What's wrong with marble nipples?
This guy had like a backwards hat on, so he was a frat boy. He was a frat boy, and he was like,
I just thought about biting it onto a marble. Have you bit a marble before?
yeah, I used to suck on marbles.
It's horrible. Have you seen a Key and Peele skit where he puts all the marbles in his mouth? It's like a jar of marbles, and he's like, what are you doing? Don't put those in your mouth. And he's like scooping them and putting them in his mouth. He's like in a job interview or something, and he keeps like trying to suck on the marbles.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
Okay. I'm like convincing you into remembering, but like
Yeah, no, I've never seen it. But I know what you're talking about.
that's a really funny bit because it's just like I don't know why that I relate to that in any way, but
I
it's
would
funny.
put marbles in my mouth. That sounds like a fun time.
I can't stand that
would-
like the rubbing texture.
like the little clicky clacky against your teeth maybe is a little weird. But like the
Horrible.
feeling of like all the marbles just smooth and moving around.
No.
Maybe I'd like that.
No.
Put it up in my gums and move it
I'm
around.
closing this podcast. I don't want to think about it. It's upsetting. Everything you've said all of the last hour and 20 something minutes has been upsetting. Everybody hates it. We're all angry with you. What do you
I
have
don't
to say
think so.
for it? You think
I think people are gonna watch this.
they're gonna
be
like realize how much they agree with you and they hate it?
Yeah. Well, no, they're not gonna hate it. They're gonna be like, you're
Fuck, based.
yeah, you're based. That fucking.
You almost did it. You almost said it. You can't say nasty cuss words, or I'll
Is it
fucking I'll fucking bleep it.
I'll say the R word.
I'll fucking bleep it. Don't.
I just feel like
What?
you're gonna bleep out when I have said your name, and it's gonna be indistinguishable from
From
me
the
saying.
R beep beep.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
You're gonna make your name synonymous with it, and it's gonna be you're either gonna keep the R in, or it's gonna be up to the imagination.
I'm gonna try to just like leave it right at the edge, where it's like. Yeah. There was a clip we had on when we had YouTube when we were doing like the gameplays, and one was when we had Luke on, and I was bleeping everything he said. He was saying Nimrod. And he's like, you're being a Nimrod. And I kept, he was like, and I was like, what did you say? And I bleeped it. And he was like, no, I said Nimrod. I was like, oh, wow, that's racist. And he was like, I didn't. I said, N-I bleep bleep. And I was like, ah. And he didn't know I did that. And I fucked him up so bad. I like bleeped him like crazy. But on the clip,
hilarious.
it's really funny. And like, it's just like us playing Resident Evil. And I just was like,
That's fucking
beeping the shit out of him. It just
dude.
got him so bad. And I was like, dang, that's really messed up that you'd say that.
The next one we need to like actually talk about, because I was
All we
saying,
talked about was death and ghosts, and it was just like when we were in the kitchen talking about what we were going to talk about.
we were saying video games and D&D and stuff.
And you immediately said, "I'm not going to do anything deep," and then here it is.
Ah,
It was
said political.
It was so deep.
Political
It was upsetting.
to you.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
It's the only thing I have to look forward to, man.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's just flipping off that light switch, dude.
Well, I want you around as long as possible because I like seeing you.
I don't want to be around.
I
as
like
long as
seeing you
possible.
drink
That sounds
weird
like
Mountain
shit.
Dews.
That's what I'm using to try to not be around as long
Well,
as
it's
possible.
not a very effective way, I don't think. I mean, you could probably have
It's
Clorox
just
or
migrating
whatever.
my asshole. That's all it's doing with all the microplastics. I don't think you realize how small my taint is.
You got to
bro.
see how all of your D&D campaigns end, including ours, like the combined one.
I'm gonna be around that fucking long.
Yeah, but then you have more going. You're not going to stop doing that. You want to see how they all end.
But eventually, I'm gonna be like
In the
dead
middle- in
and
the
then I
middle
won't
of one.
fucking care. I'll leave a story unresolved. I don't have a problem with that. I'll fuck everybody up.
Yeah,
They will
you-
remember me because they're gonna be like, I wish he was here to tell the rest of that fucking
what
story.
was the ending to that? And I'll look in your notes and I'm like, that was it?
You're gonna look at my notes and there's gonna be like the last entry was like 30 years ago because I don't take notes.
Yeah.
I wing so much.
Yeah. Dude, the last time I played D&D, and that was, we kind of had a trip up where like, I did something and one of our players didn't like it and I was like, okay, retcon, my bad. I improv'd hours of the last session. I had nothing prepared. And I was like, fuck, I gotta improv like 2-3 hours now.
The Wednesday one?
Yes. And I was like, fuck, they didn't do anything. They didn't fight at all. They just perfectly rolled through everything. And I was like, oh my God, I can't fault them for that. That's
How did you feel about that though? Should we save this for a different podcast?
Yeah, I guess so. D&D.
Yeah.
Okay, next time we won't talk about death and destruction.
Well, we'll do it through the context
DNR,
of D&D.
death and reincarnation.
Yeah.
We
Well, I have a different DNR that I want.
dungeons.
Do not resuscitate.
Oh no! Literally DNR.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I've been thinking, you know what? Save it for the next one. But I have been thinking about changing systems from 5e to Pathfinder.
Oh, I've heard there's like better ways to do like I
feel like it's a lot more to learn, but like I wouldn't go into it as a beginner, but I would as a veteran definitely switch over. It's way more modular.
Well,
Next time.
it's too late now. Can't start talking about cool shit. We already talked about all the depressing things.
No, we'll stay depressed, and then next time we'll talk about cool shit.
Yeah.
In our depression, we will. In the darkest times, you see the light, and then next time we'll talk about the light shit that we see.
Yeah, we already went through.
You know?
Like we're on the bottom swing of the little Wheel of Fortune thing. When you get to the top, I tell you the top's kind of scary because you're really high up, but that's supposed to be the best part.
We're like
I
three
think
knuckles
honestly, when you get
deep
to the
in
bottom,
someone's
it's
asshole
relieving
right now.
and get the fuck out of there.
I don't. Weird. What did I say at the beginning of the last one? I'm like 17 anal beads deep.
Oh, we had to cut that part because it was the test. We did a test, and he was talking about anal.
No,
beads,
we'll
but-
release that. We'll release that.
Oh, the test could be in the Patreon.
Yeah, well maybe.
Patreon.com.
The free for now Patreon.
/ Save Room Suite. That's what it should
/ 17 anal beads deep.
be. That might be what it's gonna have. That little clip will be 17 anal beads deep. That would be our little freebie. Join our Patreon. 17 anal beads deep. It will be like the little clip.
That's our after hours.
Yeah. We could tell our weird, nasty stories that you have to go through a paywall. And maybe
Yeah.
you can see my feet through it, too. I got good feet. You can see my feet through my Patreon.
And then we can save the existentialism and beating women to the lighter podcast.
No! No!
You're not a fan of domestic violence?
I'm leaving.